Hey man, let me ask you something. Have you ever tried to get her to miss you by being silent, hoping she'd come running back? You pull back, stop texting, and just leave her hanging, thinking that the absence of attention will somehow make her realize what she's missing. But let me tell you something. Silence isn't always the magic trick you think it is. In fact, it could be doing the exact opposite of what you want. 1. Silence doesn't create emotion without context. Look, silence alone isn't a guaranteed way to make her miss you. It's not about the absence of words. It's about what that silence means to her. Without context, your silence can come off as indifference, not intrigue. When you suddenly stop reaching out without explanation, she might not feel that emotional tug that's needed for her to miss you. She might just think you've lost interest or moved on. And trust me, that's not the reaction you want. You've got to remember that attraction doesn't work like a light switch. It's about emotional connection. Without a foundation of real feelings, silence won't make her think about you. It'll just make her wonder if you're even worth the effort. 2. The danger of playing games. There's a fine line between giving her space and playing games. If you're intentionally staying silent just to manipulate her emotions, you're already starting off on the wrong foot. Silence for the sake of being mysterious or making her chase is not a healthy approach. It's playing mind games, and guess what? Women can sense that. If she senses you're pulling away to get a reaction out of her, you're not creating attraction, you're creating uncertainty and confusion. That's a massive turnoff. Attraction comes from real value, not manipulation. 3. Silence only works. If you've built a strong emotional connection, for silence to actually work, you need a strong emotional bond already in place. If you've been emotionally available, built trust, and shared quality time, then your absence might make her wonder, where did he go? And spark her interest. But here's the thing. If you've been emotionally distant or inconsistent before, silence will only add to the distance. She won't miss you because she hasn't felt a deep connection with you in the first place. Your silence needs to amplify the emotional space between you, not just create physical distance. Without that connection, your silence won't make her feel like something's missing. 4. Why she might just move on instead. When you're silent for too long, or don't engage in meaningful conversations, she might not miss you at all. Instead, she might think you're just one of those guys who's flaky or unreliable, and that's a big red flag for her. Women need consistency to feel secure in a relationship. If you're silent for too long, she might start to fill the void with someone else who's there when she needs them. If she doesn't miss you after silence, it's not her fault, it's yours. You failed to make yourself someone she can't live without. Silence is powerful, but only when it's used after you've established your value and your importance in her life. Without that, your silence might just be a signal that you're not worth her time. 5. How to make silence work for you. So if you want to use silence strategically, don't just disappear. Instead, become a man who's living his life, focused on his goals, his passions, and his growth. Make her miss you because you're a high-value man who isn't just sitting around waiting for her attention. Focus on your own life so much that she feels like she's losing something when you're not around. Create curiosity. When you do give her attention, make it count. Show up when it matters. Be present in the moments that are meaningful, and then give her space to miss you in between. Final thoughts. So, here's the takeaway. Silence isn't a magic trick. It's not a shortcut to making her miss you. If you haven't built an emotional connection or demonstrated real value, your silence will just be another reason for her to lose interest. Instead of relying on silence, focus on becoming the kind of man who she'll crave. Live your life fully, show her what she's missing, and let her come to you. If you want more dating advice that actually works, hit that like button, drop a comment, and make sure you're subscribed. I'll see you in the next one, brother.